Hey, it's Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. And in this video, I'm kind of doing like a makeup video. We had some issues with my microphone in the last video. If you watched it, it was, do you have to pay a charge off? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer the question of, do you have to pay a charge off? And I'm going to talk about some charge off accounts that's being sold on the market to debt collectors that are seem to be they're very concerning to me because what they're doing is they're coming closer to buying debt that is actually went bad like a year or two. Usually they'll buy debt that's normally past statute of limitations. For most, some of them might get some portfolios that are within the statute of limitations, but now we'll start that time period is starting to kind of squeeze down because there's so much debt that's available on the market. So the first thing to answer your question, should you pay a charge off? It's kind of a multi-layered answer. The first thing that I want you to understand is that a charge off does not mean that everything is over with the account. What it means is that it's not a performing account on the books of the creditor who extended the credit. That's what it means. The creditor would, the company would get in trouble with their investors and they would get in trouble with themselves if it's a privately held companies by having accounts still listed on the books as good when they're not good. So what they do is legally for credit card companies and lenders, they have to, by law, after a certain period of time of not receiving payments, they have to charge it off. That takes it out off of the good books, puts it onto the bad accounts ledger. Uh, so they have to do that. Now, should you pay a charge off? Well, that depends on where you're at with your finances, where you're at with your credit repair process. If it's a fresh charge off, it would be best if you're in had a financial standing to negotiate with that original creditor before they decide to sell the account. Sometimes, even once it becomes a charge off, you may not be able to pay that account because they usually batch them up, like what I'm going to talk about in a second, and sell them off. So we've had situations, or YouTube subscribers have posted saying that their account was charged off. They had a little bit of money, or they even wanted to pay the account in full, and the original creditor would not accept the payment. And that's because what they've done is they packaged them up and sold them to debt collectors. So that's like their strategy. There, it's against the law for a original creditor to act as a debt collector. We just saw Santander over the last couple of years get in trouble with doing that, and we just saw credit acceptance get in trouble with doing that. So now, should you pay it? You should if it's something that if you're where you want to step forward and get your credit repair process and your debt taken care of as quickly as possible. Yes, you should see who's going to be the new owner, who is the new owner of the account, work out something, be proactive and get it paid off. You can do a discounted settlement, or if it's a small account, a couple $100, I mean, you can try negotiating it, but you might could pay it in full and get it removed off your credit reports. You need to do that right away. Now, if the account is over a certain period of time and a debt collector reaches out to you, then the process of paying a charge off that extends, and I'm going to go into what you should do on those here. So first, I want to talk about portfolio account $2.4 million, 5,400 account 701 average balance. The charge off date is 2017. This is within the statute of limitations for my state, which is 6 years. So if anyone is in the state of Wisconsin and gets one of these letters from a debt collector, it will be within the legal statute of limitations. And and I'm going to tell you in a minute what you can do to kind of fight that, even if they buy it. But also, there's another portfolio that grabbed my attention, and this one is for $2.5 million, and it's 20. Well, this one is 2004, so it's past legal statute of limitations for my state. The account balance's average was $2,500. So now let's go from step one. What I tell people to do all the time. Step one is you want to check the statute of limitations for collecting debt in your state. You can go to my website, thecreditrepairshop.com, go to the bottom, click on the blog, and you can see for type in the search for the blog statute of limitations, and it'll bring you to a page that will show you the statute of limitations for all 50 states. If it's a credit card account, it's going to be in column 4. If it's a repo or some other type of account, it's going to be in column 2. These are regular contract accounts. Now, statute of limitations for collecting debt is different than statute of limitations for debt to be on, for a negative account to be on your credit reports. That can be 7 years if you don't do anything about it. I'm talking specifically about debt that they can try to come after you and collect and place it on your credit reports. Now, if you don't respond when they send you that letter, so like these debt collectors are going to buy this debt, they're going to do their research, they're tracing, they're going to try to find where you're at, and they're going to send you a letter which is required by law to give you the opportunity to dispute that debt. If you get that letter and you don't do anything about it, it gives them the right to place that information on your credit reports. So when you get a letter from them, you got to read it carefully. You will see that there's a section if you want to dispute the whole debt or any part of the debt. So what you want to do is, if it's not past the legal statute of limitations, then you can do a dispute, which is called a debt validation. And I'm going to give you a free letter for that below this video. So step one, is it past legal statute of limitations? If it is past the legal statute of limitations to collect, and remember which type of debt you're looking at, credit card debt or you're looking at debt that is a contract debt. Also, keep in mind if it's something like a cell phone bill or a cable bill, the statute of limitations is only 2 years for being able to collect those. So if it's past the legal statute of limitations, you just have to notify them that they are attempting to collect a debt that's past the legal statute of limitations for them to collect in your state. That's it. You don't have to do a debt validation or anything. I give you that letter for free below this video. If it's past the legal statute of limitations, then I want you to send a letter that's called a cease and desist collection activities letter. I give you that letter for free. What this is going to do is it's going to make them determine if they have all the information to prove that you would have to pay that debt. They might try to come back with some statements and stuff like that. That's not all that they have to show. They have to give you contracts. They have to also, a lot of people don't know this, is that an attorney has to review it. You'll notice that some of the times they'll send in that letter that no attorney has reviewed your individual file. So you want to force them to take that action, because if they do, then they have to go on record that that debt is 100% valid. So you will probably not get an attorney to review it. They'll just go back and forth trying to send you paperwork. But I give you the information on how to go back and forth on that. So that's the answer to if you have to pay a charge off, and it can also be noted on your reports as a write-off. Now, the letters are below here. So if you need a statute of limitations letter or the debt validation letter and the cease and desist collection activities letter, the link is below this video. Now, something that also could happen when you go back and forth with them with those letters and they decide not to come after you for the debt, there is a potential way that a charge off can be 100% where you don't have to pay it. And that's where they will send a cancellation of debt to the IRS saying that they're not going to come after you for it. This can happen from you doing the cease and desist collection activities letter. The debt collector could actually send it, or if they're just contracted by the original creditor can actually send that document to the IRS. And what will happen is the IRS will consider that income from that account, the amount that you didn't pay from that account as income to you, and you'll just have to pay taxes on it, but you can get that waived. So that would be the process of not having to pay a charge off if they decide to go that route. And that could happen when you start going back and forth with the letters that I'm going to be giving you. Now, so please like this video, please share, please ask your comments. And if you need the debt validation letter, the statute of limitations letter, and the cease and desist collection activities letter, those links are below here. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at the Credit Repair Shop Watch the video. What makes us different? I display my 8-point validation process on how we repair credit. If you need your credit reports and scores, please go to the website your3scores.com, and thank you for your time, and please like this video, and look forward to helping you in the next video. Thank you.